What is going on, YouTube people? Neo Cards and Comics here today. A little eBay live selling chit chat going around the hobby this morning. Rick Probstein was over on the Sports Card Madness podcast today and announced that he is launching his own selling platform. Sounds like it's mostly going to be live selling called Bid, but spelled BYD. Still going to be selling on eBay for 2025. A little unclear on what things look like going past that. And it's kind of a pretty big deal. He is their largest seller. I don't know the individual metrics on, where he ranks compared to like who's in second or third, but it was always them and PWCC for the longest time as the two largest sellers on eBay. After PWCC was removed from the platform, Probstein took a stranglehold on the number one, and they move a ton of stuff. I have the auction page pulled up now. Just currently, they have, on the sold. On the listings page, they have over 15,000 items currently listed, some at auction, some at buy it now. And then when you look at the main page, 5.4 million items sold. That is a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. They move a ton of cards and collectibles, but mostly trading cards is where a lot of that is wrapped up in at. But yeah, they are launching their own selling platform, live selling platform, it sounds like, and it might have some other things tied up in it. Details were still a little vague. But the big question is what is the future relationship with eBay past 2025? Because that would be a major loss for them. Now, he would not be the first person to kind of straddle both sides of the fence. Obviously, PWCC has done it in the past. They have their arrangements with eBay, has their arrangements with PSA currently. They work with ComC, where you could buy directly on ComC or purchase on eBay. Now, eBay has money vested in ComC, but they've obviously had a long-term relationship there on that. So, and maybe this will be one of those situations, and he even teases, maybe this could be something where his platform backs into eBay as well, potentially. I don't know, how crowded is the live selling space. You basically have Whatnot as the dominant platform. And boy, I have to imagine, they said they've been working on this for a while, but I have to imagine the timing here of this announcement when everyone is fired up at Whatnot right now to be announcing another selling platform that is going to compete directly with them. I'm sure that is not a coincidence on the timing of this. So it sounds like it'll launch in about 3 or 4 months. So basically in that space, you have Whatnot, you have Fanatics Live as the main two. There are some other ones. There's Drip. I believe Loop is still kicking around out there. Card Shop Live obviously was one, but then disappeared. So there are some out there, but it is not... Oh, eBay as well has a live selling platform / component of it. But they're all basically doing the same thing, and it does sound like he has some pretty decent ideas on kind of how to shake that up around shipping and scheduling shows and, that sort of thing. And that's always been, honestly, my biggest problem with live selling is the time commitment to it is where it always broke apart for me. I don't have the time to sit there and lock in on a half hour, 45-minute, hour-long stream when I don't really know what's coming up for sale. I might not even be interested in anything. And then heaven forbid I walk away from my phone for 5 minutes and miss the thing that I was actually interested in. Is just not a good shopping experience for me. Clearly it works for a ton of people. And don't get me wrong, I grew up in the 80s and 90s when the home shopping network was at the peak of its powers. So I understand the appeal. It's just not for me. I don't know if I've aged out of it or if it's just the the way that I live my life on a day-to-day basis. It just does not fit in. During the pandemic, I would dive into some claim sales for comic books. Like I would always make it a point to have A1's claim sale up on Wednesdays and Fridays when they would run those. But that's a little different compared to a live auction platform. It's more, we're putting these things out. Here's everything that we add. So you don't have to be like locked in every second to see if you need to bid on something. You can kind of glance at the wall and see, you know, does any of the 30 some books on the wall catch your eye? And if they don't, then you can kind of tune out for about 15, 20 minutes, wait for them to switch the wall, and then look again. You might miss a few things here and there, but you didn't have to be 100% locked in. So that was okay. But like live selling, fast bidding on stuff, things like that. And let's be honest, the whole system is designed to play into FOMO, to get you caught up in the moment and potentially pay more for an item than what it would normally sell for if you're watching a bunch of auctions end on eBay, or if you're shopping around with the best offer, buy it now across various platforms. It's to get you in that heat of the moment and you know, I'm not losing this, I'm winning it, and you start going back and forth with somebody and you just have to have that item, and then you end up paying, you know, 10, 15, maybe 20% more for it without even realizing it in a lot of cases until after it's all said and done. So I'm not like, I don't have anything against live selling, but it's just not, it's never been for me. If someone can build a better mousetrap and figure that out, then maybe I would be interested. He talks about, like I said, things about consolidating shipping across multiple platforms, which is intriguing. And then also being more transparent on scheduling of shows and things like that to know like when you want to lock in on a show. So that might be intriguing. I don't know. Proof will be in the pudding. We'll have to see if it captures my attention or not. But just the machinations of the back end business of this all is interesting because it is eBay's largest seller, probably the largest seller, single account seller of sports cards across any platform, probably not even really close. And that could have some big ramifications depending on what's happening. Like he mentions in the interview, he's on a year-to-year contract with eBay. Through 2025, things will remain the same, while at the same time launching the live selling platform. And then it was basically like, the way that I read into it was ... Like, we will see what happens past that. That was not said. That's just how I'm kind of viewing the comment that he had. You can go over and check it out for yourself to see what you all think. But there was definitely some left hanging, I guess, you know, just not 100% saying one way or the other, which is probably good business as well. And I don't know Rick at all. I've never met him. I've never talked to him. I've always heard that he is a good dude. Sells tons of stuff. You know, anytime you're in that line of work, you're going to be in the crosshairs a little bit. Which, speaking of that, one of the other things that they did discuss on this was some interesting stuff around shill bidding and eBay non-payment, on how that has kind of shifted over the years and gotten a lot better, and how, you know, how hard shill bidding is to actually stop/catch. That was an interesting part of the discussion as well. So we will see what things go from there. Curious for your thoughts and comments as always. Where are you at with live selling? Like I said, I'm kind of a take it or leave it type of person with it, but if it works for you, great. I'd be curious to hear some feedback on where the community is at with participating in live selling on whatever platform. So that's all I got. Catch you boys and girls on the next one. Peace.